Explore your world.
Hello and hafa day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and you are tuning in or streaming KWM News Extra, and we're very glad that you did because we are starting off our show with beauty and the body positivity contest that was the pageant for Miss Curvy and Mrs. Curvy. Guam was an incredible success, and we have the two winners. First of all, we have Linda Salas here with Laddie Stone Entertainment, my cousin.
Thank you.
Or cousin or auntie, or we share the same last name. So,
Yes.
Very nice to see you. Okay, and then you're probably going to get mad at me, so I'm going to be respectful. So
It's okay. I'll wait for that outside.
be a dutiful nephew. Okay, and then we have Cassie Nestor, who is Miss Curvy Guam 2019. Mrs. Okay, so you,
Right.
I always get this stuff confused. So Cassie is Mrs. and Miss is Anna Maria Erickson. Hafade.
Hafade.
Way over there. So, ladies, congratulations on your victory. First of all,
Thank
those
you.
tiaras must be 100 pounds. It's amazing that you guys were able to keep your posture and look so glamorous and so beautiful with them on. But Cassie, I'd like to start with you because what was pageant night like? Is this the first time you've done a beauty pageant?
This was my very first one. It was really exciting, really nerve-wracking. I was trying to have a big smile, but my lips were shaking. But it was fun. It was a good experience.
What was the most challenging part for you, and what was the easiest part?
The most challenging part would have been standing on stage in my heels for 30 minutes, but easiest part. I think it was just being in the back with all the rest of the girls, and we're like really boosting each other up before we go out.
Oh, good. Because the measure of any pageant success, as I'm sure Linda will tell you, is the sisterhood that you develop. I mean, it is a competition, but you make friends for life.
Yes.
As well. Okay, Anna, I just saw you last week. We were at the State of the Island address, and you were performing with your cultural group. Obviously, you represent Chamorro culture and pride and heritage very, very well. But in this competition, how did you actually take that island pride and bring it onto the stage?
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah.
Feels like pageant night all over.
No, okay. So Anna, your question is, how do you take your island pride and move it on to the stage?
Well,
You have 60 seconds.
I've participated in FestPac. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh, yeah?
But being a part of that experience, it taught me to just forget about the nervousness and just do what I need to do. So having that experience, I took it with me to, the pageant while I did the pageant. I was so nervous through the whole journey, but pageant night, I was really excited, and I just took whatever I learned from my past experiences through culture and made it happen.
Now, there are so many young women that are seeing, because this is a body positivity pageant, you're showing that beauty and grace and love come in many forms. It's not always the very stereotypical, traditional, hourglass figure. So many young people are looking up to you and saying, wow, I feel inspired, I feel beautiful myself. What does it mean to you now, each of you, to be a role model?
It's exciting. It's like the pageant night. It's nervous.
It's still nerve-wracking.
Watching us, but
Has it really sunk in that you guys are now beauty queens, you're champions?
No, honestly, it hasn't. We've done a couple events, and I still feel like, your typical female who still has troubles with confidence, but we have no choice but to, set an example.
I think that is the most important part, because you're showing young and old people that, hey, I'm just a human being, but I did this,
Yeah.
right? And obviously you put in a lot of hard work, and that's what I'd like to ask of you, Linda. How grueling was the schedule for these amazing ladies, getting ready for pageant night? Hair, makeup, attitude, poise.
It was not an easy process. I had coaches who I looked up to try and help the ladies the last 4 months, from makeup artists. Sometimes some things didn't go well, but then I also, these ladies, some of them hired pageant coaches, which helped them, as well as the other events. So we had our first meet and greet. That's a morale booster. It builds up their confidence. Then you got the sexy sleep soiree, where it was a body positivity thing. And then our last one was the Great Gatsby, which was our pre-pageant opener.
Nice.
So all that came to play. It was a lot of work, a lot of fundraising went into play. It's just the hustle of doing pageantry is not easy, but doing 4 months of that was a big task.
Okay, Anna, what do you take away from this experience? What did you learn?
I've learned to always stay true to who you are, never forget where you come from, and always stay humble.
That was a very, very good pageant answer. Well done. I can see
I've
why.
been thinking about it ever since ever since pageant night ended. You know, I've experienced some things with some people that made me kind of look back at where I started and where I am now. You know, so I try not to forget where I came from. And I
Okay.
hope-
Well, on that note, Cassie, what got you to this point, and what would you say? What motivated you to not only compete but to strive to be the best and to inspire others?
How do I follow after her pageant answer?
That was good. I'm not gonna lie, that was really good.
Okay, one more time. Can you ask me again?
Okay, yeah. So what got you to okay, Cassie, your question is, what got you to this point, and what do you take away from your pageant experience? You have 60 seconds.
Thank you. Well, growing up, I've always struggled with my weight and my self-confidence. And then about a year ago, I started training with some friends, and it wasn't about losing weight, it was about being healthy and feeling good about myself. So what I would take away is that night, that pageant night really touched me, because seeing all those women out there, different sizes, everything, just showing their stuff, and it was beautiful. So that's confidence is what I'm taking
Okay,
from this.
final question, because I'm noticing this right now. I obviously don't know how many jewels are in each tiara. Those don't exactly look the same. Is there any like a little bit of like competitive rivalry between the Misses and the Miss champion?
No.
Those aren't the same tiara. Those are different.
Not.
Okay. They look beautiful on both of you though.
They're an
Thank
Aurelia crown.
Okay. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds awesome. Okay, so final question, and before we go to commercial break, I'd like to hear from each of you. What would you guys like to say to the people of Guam now that you are in your reign as queen?
Do you want to go first, Mrs.?
You can go first.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported us during our pageant journey. And like I said, never forget where you came from. Always stay humble and stay true to yourself.
All right,
Thank
very
you.
nice.
I would like to let everyone know, first step to body positivity is to love yourself. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, and so we're gonna stay on this wide shot as we say goodbye. So thank you so much for you. And can we do like one of those elbow wrist waves? All right, that's how you get it done. That's why they are true champions. Everything. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we'll see you on the flip side of this break.